It is rather unfortunate. I saw the communique of the meeting of Northern Governors Fulani Jihadis in Kaduna yesterday. That communique is a sham, and that meeting is a sham, and it's a disgrace. And it's an eye-opener for all the Northern natives to actually see that what has been happening in the North for years has been supported by Fulani Jihadis governors. It's very clear. But my disgrace and the shame would be that if the governor of Benue, Plateau, Taraba, Adamawa were in that meeting and they sat and watched how the Fulani governors jihadis justify the actions of their bandits. I heard when Inua Yahaya, a jihadist, was trying to condemn Yansake, the Hausa Yansake in the north. What brings about Yansake? Yansake were even brought by the Hausa's communities that felt that Fulani were coming to kill them, kidnap them, rape their wives and their women in the mosques and in worship places. That was what bring about the idea of Yansake. But the governor of Gombe, a Fulani jihadist, was trying to justify the action of Fulani by the reprisal action of Yansake. And you see, it's a clear picture that all natives northerners should wake up. I mean the Hausas should wake up. That look, these people who decide for our lives, they kill us, they rape our women, they kidnap us and takes our money, and their governors jihadis justify their actions because that was the act of what happened yesterday. Look, if the governors of the Middle Belters were in that meeting and you are part of that meeting and you sat in that meeting and watched the charade and the justification of killing of your people by their governors jihadis, you are a disgrace to your people. And I want the Fulani governors, you think that you are playing with the natives because you have political power. You are playing with fire. Everything that has beginning must have an end. And I'm calling on the northern natives. It is high time we should take back our region, our land, our relevance. Today, the governor of Kaduna is a Fulani, Katsina Fulani, Sokoto Fulani, Kano Fulani, Jigawa Fulani, Katsina Fulani, Gombe Fulani. Even the Bauchi is a Pasha Fulani man. So, tell me, how many Hausa's governors do we have in that meeting? The answer is there's no a single Hausa Fulani governor, Hausa governor in the north today. The Hausas have lost their political relevance. They have lost their land. They have lost their identity. They have lost their culture. They have lost everything. And it has been taken by Fulani with the deception of Islam. Look, northern natives, it is time for you to wake up and take your land back. And this thing will not be served a la carte. It won't serve as tea and bread. It is high time for us to see these Fulani governors and their jihadists for what they are. That meeting does not represent Arewa, does not represent Northern Arewa and Northern natives. It is Fulani jihadist governors, and the whole that meeting only glorified their bandits and themselves. And the Northern natives need to wake up. That's all I can say for now.
U.S. government at this present time has banned the use of Sharia law in Nigeria, and of course, I went as far as prescribing government terrorists, army in the north called Hizbah. At this point, they are sending a serious warning to Nigeria that if care is not taken, they might take a further step to break this entity and allow Sharia for those who want to practice Sharia. What's your reaction?
It is a very nice thing to do at this point, considering the fact that over 50,000 Christians has been killed by this Islam Islamic extremists. Now we are in a country whereby some persons perceive that the entire country belongs to them, whereby Christian genocide is being carried on a daily basis, and the government on their own have refused to listen to the cries of the Christian. The question remains that for how long can we be trapped in this contraption called one Nigeria? A country where the government in power negotiates with bandits despite the killings, despite the crimes of the people in the country. So at this point, I can say that I can guarantee that every intervention of the Nigerian government, it is a welcome idea. Everyone who has spoken out against the unjust of the Christian genocide in Nigeria is facing one charges or the other. You see the likes of Mazam Kanu. Mazam Kanu is suffering persecution today because he is a Christian, because he is an Igbo. Same thing with Samanepa, that everyone who comes out to speak against these Fulani extremists and these Fulani jihadists, the Fulanis would do everything possible for that person to be kicked out from the system. Now that the US is now championing the war, saying enough is enough. Sultan of Sokoto has come out to say that Americans want to divide Nigeria. That is the motive of the US government, and that Donald Trump will not make Nigeria a Christian state. Sultan of Sokoto, this is the same man who said that bandits should be given preferential treatment. This same man, and now Gumi has been the mediator between the bandits and those who have been kidnapped. These are all things that the US government is seeing. So they have to prescribe the country, Nigeria, a place of concern. And now they are crying foul, saying that 100,000 of Donald Trump cannot divide the country. Who says that Donald Trump cannot divide the country? They have their motive. The Fulani have their motive of conquest, and they will not bend, and they will not relent until that conquest is being achieved in Nigeria. In a country that is of a secular state, you want to Islamize everybody. You want the Fulani jihadists to take over every nooks and crannies of our ancestral land. And now, in conjunction with the government, because if the government is being sincere, the government would have come this issue of insecurity in the country. And the Fulani cabals in the north are roaming around. They are roaming around without nothing being done to them. Just imagine some days ago, Fulani announced in Plateau that there will not be Christmas celebration in Plateau State. Is that not that is a clear indication that these guys are driving towards an agenda? And now, ever since that was being said, Sultan of Sokoto, Sheikh Gumi has not come out to condemn the actions of the Fulanis who officially banned Christmas in Plateau State. But when America intervened, they say Trump, they tend to say Trump as a threat, saying that Trump has the intention to bring Christianity in to Nigeria. Between the intention of the Western world, of the US government, and that of the Fulani, which one is more preferable? Kudos to the US congressmen for standing up to fight, because this is not even about Christian alone. It is about this integration of the one Nigeria. because we know the way that nothing in this country can work. The best way option is that every region should go on their own. Let the Igbos go on their own. Let the Arewas, whatever region they tend to do, let them go what it is. And then kudos to the US government again for prescribing ISPA, a terrorist group. Because the ISPA, what is the function of the ISPA? Causing chaos in the north.
Looking for people who are drinking beer, stopping.
And most of these targets are not Christians. Are not Christians in the north, because it is also a means of persecution. It is a means, because you cannot tell me that see, you will say that non-indigenous in your state should not take alcohol, because definitely know that these are Christians and people will want to take beer or nothing.
Okay, Mr. Day, let us come to this trending video. How did the Hausas regain consciousness now? Because the last meeting of our executive consultative forum, we saw the northern governors and all that, saying very clearly, like as if they are backing the terrorists and jihadists and nothing will happen to them. And that have angered the entire Hausa community in the north, and they are coming up and are speaking that there might be uprising against the Fulanis in the north. How did the Hausas themselves regain consciousness? Did you factor Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in this?
I did, because the influence of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a major eye-opener for the Hausas. You saw what transpired even in Sokoto prison. That is the headquarters of the Fulani Caliphate. Conversion is being made inside the prison. Over 250 inmates has come to the reality, and then accept Jesus Christ as the person, Lord and Savior. Has claimed. Now, the rumor reaching us that is that they want to transfer Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Sokoto Caliphate prison to Zamfara because of the spread of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the spread of the Biafra. That's it. That the Hausa should stand their ground against this conquest of the Fulanis, and that is really spreading. You saw what the last president said about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is a poor Hausa man, which he said Mazi Nnamdi Kanu opened their eye to know that it is high time they take over their ancestral land. Just Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is somebody told him to the point that in the United States, the north, there is no Hausa governor. That was the eye opener to them and to the entire northern people, to the northern core of them, saying that come 2027, if Nigeria has not integrated by them, that they will challenge the Fulani in these offices. So the influence of Mazi, and that is why the Fulanis are against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because Kanu is preaching this gospel that you don't allow immigrant people who migrated from the Futakajelo Island to take over your ancestral land, even for the influence of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that stopped them in the east. You can see what is happening in Kwara. They have taken over all the lands in Kwara State, dominated everywhere in Kwara State. But for the influence of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they have stopped them in the east. And today, they are frowning. So the influence of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the Nigerian space is a major game changer for the Hausas and to everyone. And then, if not for the influence of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the US Congress wouldn't have had the cry of the oppressed. Acknowledge it now. So the influence of Kanu has really changed a whole lot in the Nigerian space. And to this, kudos to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on it. And to be supporter, enough is enough. There is no tactics you would want to do or carry on that the people are not very conscious of now. We know who the terrorists are. We know what they are doing. And then we know that there are some influential persons who are backing terrorists. Because ever since these people have been fine people, none of these Fulani governors has come out to condemn the actions. And tomorrow you say Kanu is the problem. Ever since Kanu is no longer in his place now, as the body stop killing. Let Gumi come and tell people. Let Gumi come and tell Nigerians who is sponsoring this killing. Because as it stands now, I am sure that when that resolution is met, the US government Congress is saying any minute from now, a resolution will be made that a warrant of arrest will be declared on Shegumi. I am very sure of that. Thank you for always coming out.
Thank you.